Welcome to Lift Your Story podcast with guest Travis Yee, country music artist. Hi, I'm Lorianne. I am that gal from Milton, Ontario, Canada, and I am with...
I am that guy. I am Roy Miller from Dallas, Texas. We'd like to welcome you to our Lift Your Story podcast.
So in this episode, we're really pleased to have Travis Yee, and he's a country music artist that I met on TikTok, and we're so happy that he agreed to be with us here. So thank you for being here.
Yay, I feel honored. I'm thankful for you guys having me.
Oh, it was our pleasure. So, I guess, how did you become a country music singer?
Well, let me tell you. So, okay, I'll give you a little backstory first, just so that it makes it more random.
Okay.
So I grew up in San Francisco, California, where I don't think people listen to country music. I didn't. My friends did it. My family didn't. So growing up, I was a web designer, web developer. I started my first eBay store at the age of 10. I started my first website at the age of 11. That was the trajectory I was going, basically, was internet stuff, and starting businesses and whatnot. And there was no music. No one in my family can sing or play an instrument. And we weren't ever a household that listened to a lot of music or anything, maybe just in the car rides. But other than that, pretty much absent with music. So I think how I got into music, though, was starting at the age of 14 or 15. I actually created websites for American Idol contestants. And what I would do was I would grow those websites, build a following, and then start putting advertisements on them, make money from that, burn their performances onto CDs and sell those on eBay. I think all that was illegal, but I didn't get in trouble for that. And so I think because of that, that's kind of what introduced me to music. I think first off was just listening to them sing, auditions and performances. That's how I got introduced to the Beatles, was because of American Idol. And so I think that's what got me into music. But what started the whole country music thing was about 10 years ago. I was driving to San Diego, and the only thing on the radio was highway country, nothing else. And so I was like, okay, I can't drive in silence. I'm just going to listen to highway country. And the first song that came on was Chicken Fried by Zach Brown Band. Super fun song. So I got into it, very easy to sing along to, just very good energy. And so I just kept enjoying what they were playing, Tim McGraw, like just, early 2000s. And about 8 years ago, I had that mindset of, I wonder what it's like to post a YouTube video. There's all these famous people doing it. Like, I just want to try, but what could I do? So I decided I'm going to post a singing video. So this was the first time I actually sang for myself, just posting a video. The mindset of I'm going to take it down if it bombs, no big deal. If no one watches it, then no one watched it, right? No one can judge me. And so I posted a video of me singing Wilson Phillips' song called Hold On. And when I posted it, people were actually commenting saying, hey, you sound really good, but it's really cool that you made a pop song sound country. So now going back to my childhood, never listened to country music, but then thinking about when I used to sing along to pop songs and R&B songs on the radio, there was always a little twang in my voice. But because my friends and family were never associated to country music, we never associated that singing style to country music. It was just, that's just Travis singing along to music. And so because of those comments, that's what literally started me posting on Instagram. And I would sing a cappella versions of pop songs, and people kept making comments of me sounding like a country singer. And then that's kind of what transitioned into people making requests for country songs. And about 4 years ago, because it's just been so much fun and exciting to do it, I started taking it more seriously. And now it's just become like my life. Like before I would do it just to appease people, but now I do it because I love it. So it like I said, it literally turned into the most random journey ever. And here I am.
I love that. I have to say something really quickly. The chicken fry, okay, that is my ringtone on my phone.
Yes.
And then I have Luke Bryan one in the morning.
Perfect. Great stuff. Yeah.
And like you, I was not a country music person at all for years. And then when I had my last child, he was very colicky, and the only thing on TV at 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning was, the country music station.
Yeah.
and I started watching it, and this was back in 1995. And I haven't stopped listening to country since then. I'm going, even the videos are entertaining, for goodness sakes.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
It's
So
funny.
there you
'cause
go.
back in the 70s, during the Gillies and urban cowboy days and all that, I started listening to country music and kind of got away from it. Then in the 90s, on the TV, I want some country on TV, MTV or whatever had country. And so I started listening to it again, and I liked it up into the 90s. I listen off and on now, but it's funny that you kind of, when I was a kid growing up on Saturday nights, my parents, all these Dolly Parton and Red Foley and all this stuff, that was Lawrence Welk. That was what our Saturday night TV was, So, but do you ever sit there and look in the mirror and go, am I really singing country music?
Oh, all the time. Even my friends and family say that, right? It's okay. I don't know how this will come off, but I'm probably the most non-Asian that I know. I sing
I was gonna
country
say, our
music.
listeners can't see you right now, so
Yeah.
this is the first time we brought it up. Not only does he sing country, but yes, he's.
And it's
ahead.
weird because I grew up in San Francisco, which is like really hot, I don't know how to say it, but very populated with the Asian community. And for whatever reason, I don't like Asian food. I'm Chinese, Japanese, and Korean, and I don't like rice. I don't like seaweed. I actually don't like Asian food. So it's funny when I have conversations with just other people that are interested in my ethnicity. The second I mentioned how American raised I was, it's almost like a turnoff because they're like, oh, what a shame. Like, shame on you for not, having any kind of like heritage or whatnot with your history. But yeah, I sing country music and I love barbecue. Like, I don't know, sorry.
Well, no, you can't love barbecue. Not in California. You have to come to Texas for barbecue.
I know. I've been to Houston once, Houston and Dallas, and
Dallas, yes. Houston,
yeah.
Houston.
You know what? It wasn't what I expected though, because I don't know, just never have traveled to Texas. I was expecting oil rigs and big farms, and it was a lot of cities. So it was actually something that I was familiar with, being in Vegas and living in San Francisco. I didn't think that there was going to be a big downtown scene. So I need to go to like the outskirts next time.
Now, I'll tell you something. Us Canadians, we do love our barbecues and our beer.
I love barbecue, beef ribs, pork ribs, brisket, chicken.
Yeah.
I'm hungry
And
now.
we're so bad in Canada with our beautiful weather in the wintertime. We still have people doing barbecues in the wintertime. That's how
Like in the snow and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can still turn the barbecue on outside. It's not going to stop it.
that's crazy. That's cool though.
So go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So I can just picture you sitting there going, okay, hey, I like that song. How can I make it mine? And you do your little thing, and so people say, hey man, that was great. That's awesome. And you're like, really? Okay, I'm gonna do some more.
I will say that if it weren't for, I guess, the community for commenting and leaving me feedback and whatnot, I wouldn't first have gotten better, but I wouldn't have been introduced to all the country music that I know now, because I never gave it a chance before. I grew up on R&B and pop music, and now more than ever, people are associating my voice with traditional or classic country, and so they're giving me all these suggestions about Hank Williams Sr. and Merle Haggard and George Jones, and just a lot of opportunity to really educate myself on where country music came from. And when I start singing these songs, like I did a tribute to Charlie Pride, like I actually enjoyed singing these songs. And it's weird to say, but it's also easier to sing these songs because they're not as complicated, with all the production and the energy and stuff that, traditional country / pop country is turning into. And so I actually really respect how effective and how important classic and traditional country music impacted, America. And still to this day, people want to hear classic stuff. And so I just feel honored when people say like, hey, I really want you to sing this song. And when I sing it, the feedback is amazing. So there's no criticism, no nothing. Just people are really just listening to the voice. And, that's all that matters, is as long as I could, resonate that back to people that requested, then I feel like I've done my job.
Have you written any of your own music? Sorry, Roy.
No, it's
Yeah. So I have about maybe 20 songs written. I released my first single called Everything But Country in October of last year. And then I actually have a new single coming out called Eyes Like Mine, June 11th.
oh,
Love it.
Wow.
I'm excited for that. Like, it's kind of nerve-wracking though too, right? Because it's like my baby, and it's like an introduction to who I am. So hopefully people are used to me doing covers. So I hope that the original music, does just as well.
And where are your higher followers? I know that you're really popular on TikTok, and you say you're on Instagram.
Mhm.
Are they all sort of, do you have the same? And I would imagine YouTube as well. Those would be
Yeah.
probably your primaries.
Yeah, YouTube and Instagram are my primaries. Instagram I've had for about 7 years. So I would say the I guess the loyalty, or the it's more become a family, right? Because people have followed me since 7 years ago on Instagram, and still to this day, interact with me, and we have personal conversations. Whereas TikTok, I look at TikTok as the app for people with ADD. You go on, you watch something, if it's 3 seconds, you're not engaged, you swipe up and you're just over it, right? And so on TikTok, there's a lot of people that kind of just want to be associated, but don't really want to get to know me, right? They just kind of are like, oh, you're popular. Hey, can you do a duet with me? Or can you do this with me? That kind of stuff. Whereas Instagram, it's a completely different comment feed and, different messages that I get. But I do like that TikTok has really given me this creative opportunity to really think outside the box. Like, really think outside the box. Prior to TikTok, I was just posting covers, kind of being boring, like with a white background, and just singing a song, right? Because that's what I thought. It had to be professional and very laid out. TikTok, you can't do that. You have to be
fun.
Something has to happen. Comedy, danger, emotion, something. Yeah. So it's really made me expand and be comfortable with doing things that are not just, a frame of a white wall and putting on a fake smile or whatever. So it's definitely allowed me to be myself a lot more too. And yeah, it's been great, honestly.
I find TikTok, sorry,
No, go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say really quickly, but what I found about TikTok, which I really do, I only really started getting more onto TikTok. We even post some of our podcasts up there, and they get likes. And of course, I'm small, so I get the 172 and I get excited, but that's like more than I probably get on Instagram. But when I go on live, so it's for people that I follow, like you, I like to see you live, but they're really like, the people are really interactive on there. I
Mhm.
think even more so than on Facebook or on Instagram.
yeah.
I've never seen so much interaction with lives on TikTok, and that's fun. And I do have a bit of ADD, so that's like, I do swipe and I stop, but then I'll stay if something is interesting me, right?
Mhm.
Just like, again, your live stopped me, and I'm thinking, wow, this guy's like, that's impressive.
Thanks. Yeah. That, like you just mentioned, that's literally how TikTok works. I think because there's so many people on the platform, like just millions and millions and like hundreds of millions. And so it's kind of like, I look at it like a business too, where if you have a store, I don't know, say you have a linen store, but then there's another linen store down the street, right? And a customer walks in, and there's something that you can't incentivize them, or you can't make them commit to your linen store. It's so easy for somebody to leave your business and go to another competitor in a matter of seconds. And I kind of look at that with social media. There's millions of people that want to become something in the entertainment industry or in anything, right? Whether it's e-commerce business or say podcasts or whatnot. And so I think it's important to first engage. I think that's huge and important, right? Treat your followers like you would if they were in person. Don't just ignore them. But I also think it's important to really do something that people haven't seen. Luckily, they haven't seen this. But I think that's something important, right? Because there's a lot of Justin Biebers, there's a lot of Ariana Grandes. And so because someone's already kind of set the staple for that specific look and style of music and whatnot, it's hard for anybody to compete unless they offer something different. So I kind of look at, as I'm growing, I'm branding, or I'm creating my brand and my, I guess you could say, business. And so I got to keep up with, the times and really constantly change what I'm doing and adapt and adjust to what people want. As long as I want to do it too, though, I'm not going to just cave in, you know, do everything that people tell me to do, but I do enjoy singing country music. And so the most valuable thing I think so far has been people recommending country songs that started it all, and me enjoying them and really respecting the whole genre now and not just listening to what's on the radio.
Yeah. Did you have a hard time making the transition from just the guy that's with the white background to the TikTok craziness?
Wait, what do you mean? Oh, actually no, because so I think because I'm comfortable with just like doing stuff in front of a camera, I think that was easy, easy enough. But like there's some videos where I try to dance, some videos where I just try to make it funny, but that's like my personality. So I'm not like a crazy like out there high energy person, but I'm also not super boring. So I think there's a good, medium, but I think the biggest thing is it's good to like stretch outside of your comfort area. And the next thing that I need to do really as a, for this career opportunity is really perform in front of people. I think that's the next big step to, once again, get outside my comfort area, because once you start doing it, then it's fine. Same with TikTok. Once when I started doing the videos initially, I got in my head, are people going to like this? Do I feel comfortable doing it? Do I have to wear a new outfit every video? Because now everyone's going to see that I wear the same thing all the time. And now I just don't care. Like now I just have fun doing it. I don't think about all the initial setup and the initial what people may think. I just do it. And if luckily for me, most people have been very, very responsive in a positive way with anything that I've come out with. So I thought it was actually going to be the opposite, just because people would not be used to this or used to this like look for the country community. But surprisingly, it's been 99.9% positive, which I'm just so thankful for. And that motivates me, right, to keep on doing it, because people are enjoying me as a person and as a singer. So yeah, thanks to everybody.
How are your family and all your close friends reacting to this? What kind of feedback are you getting from them?
They love it. So I think so because this is like my everyday life, I don't think I'm anything special. I don't think that having a lot of followers is anything special, because I put work into it, right? So it's just the payoff, but I'm not making any money from it. So I don't look at it as like being successful yet until I start doing like tours and stuff. But from their point of view, I think it's cool in general for anybody to know somebody that's doing big things. And so for them, it's something that first they would have never expected. But second, like it's cool to see, hey, you're on a TV show, hey, you have a single, and it's all these things that are something that they would be scared to do or even fathom to think of doing. And so just to have somebody associated in the family that's taking these risks and doing things that, could potentially, I guess make me a superstar. They're just super supportive, super proud. And if anything, they're learning a lot about the music industry through me. And they're just fascinated by, it's not as simple as just releasing a song and getting millions of streams. That's not reality. So it's fun learning, all the legal jargon, all the contract stuff, all the splits and royalties. I'm still learning everything too. Sometimes it gets overwhelming, but I got to learn it.
So at all the family gatherings, they go, "Hey, Travis, sing us a song."
Surprisingly, no.
Really?
Which is great for me, because remember, I don't know how to perform in front of people, so I don't open the opportunity to them either if they don't mention them.
Okay.
Yeah. We're saying yes.
Yes,
Because
exactly.
we have this now as a legacy to this. We had you on our podcast, and so one day we're gonna be able to say, guess who we had on our podcast?
Right?
Because he'll be too big to talk to us anymore.
Never. I have had a lot of requests, like email requests and messages of, hey, can you perform at my wedding? But I didn't respond because I don't know what to do.
That would be a great way to start though, Travis, if you really think about it. I mean, if they love who you are and you're going in front of a group of people that asked you to be there. That's
Yeah.
weddings are tend to be smaller, so that when you go into a big Vegas, big one, you'll
Oh
at
gosh,
least have, you know, you'll have somebody of having audiences there.
that's very true. They probably would be less judgmental if I like messed up a little bit or something, just because. Yeah, that's a good point. I just don't know if they're gonna pay for me to go. I don't, you know.
Well,
They
I know,
would,
I know Vegas is starting to open up next month, you know.
Oh, it's already,
in
even
the
though there's still
shuttle and
limitations,
stuff.
people are just,
But
it's just bad out here.
yeah, who are the big
in Ontario too,
headliners?
by the way.
Who are all the big headliners now in Vegas?
Like Clint Holmes, Donnie and Marie.
Oh, wow.
They
They're
have,
still around.
yeah. What's the magician guy?
Copperfield?
Yeah, David Copperfield, Siegfried and Roy, they stopped recently, and same with Penn and Teller. But now, because there's a lot more new casinos opening up and stuff, and you know, pre-COVID and actually announced at the end of this year, there's a lot of new headliners coming out. Like Carrie Underwood's one. Like, there's a lot of residencies out here. Bruno Mars, Mariah Carey, Britney Spears. So I think that's kind of what the Vegas has turned into. It's pretty much like a 10 times amped up Los Angeles, basically, at this point. And so, which is nice. You don't have to ever leave Vegas to see everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
That's true.
Okay, move over, Carrie. It's time for Travis. You know, you're gonna have to move your show to the next hotel. Travis is taking over.
Or I could just sing
And
with her.
I've got to
Oh,
get
yeah.
there. I was supposed to go 5 years ago. Unfortunately, my dad wasn't well, so I had to cancel my trip. And we had a handwriting group analysis down there. And I thought, darn it. And, you know, I lived in Reno for 3 years and I never got to Vegas.
It's like, obviously when most people hear Vegas, they think it's hot and there's only casinos. But there is, you know, there is a life
There is.
outside, literally a mile beyond the strip.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
they think
one
the
of
same
my-
thing of Reno too, right? They think that all it is
Exactly.
gambling. And I thought, no, we barely went into a casino unless people came to visit us. Like that.
Same, exactly.
One of my sisters just got back from Vegas, and I asked her how her trip was, and she said, had a good time. And she said, oh my gosh, they're working on every road there.
Yeah.
We took they were on I think they bought like a day pass for the bus. She said it took us 2 hours to get somewhere. We finally went to Lyft. You know, all the drivers are so nice. And, you know, but she said the construction there is crazy.
What I will say, the good thing about Vegas though is, because it's, you know, probably I don't know if it's the biggest tourist destination in the United States, but it's probably up there. The construction is constant but quick. Like, if there's a crack in the road, it's fixed within 24 hours.
Wow.
Like, they can't have any negative, like, they don't want people leaving Vegas with ooh, the roads were, you know, I'm from California where the roads are all a mess and traffic is insane. But Vegas has, I think, you know, expectation to meet when people come out here and to come back, because we rely on tourism. We don't have state tax or anything. So the economy literally runs on tourism out here. So yeah, the impression needs to stay up there pretty high.
Oh man, that's
It's
great.
really-
So how can our listeners reach out to you, Travis? I mean, for, you know, I'm not saying for personal performances, but just to reach out to you.
Yeah, my address is, no, I'm just kidding.
Or for personal performances.
Right. Yeah,
Why
yeah,
not?
that's true. Because it's gonna happen eventually, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So typically I use Instagram the most, just because that was the very first social media that I, you know, got on. So yeah, my Instagram is, so my real name is Travis Yee. My Instagram is Travis Yeehaw. So it works out very perfect. It just kind of worked from Yee to Yeehaw somehow. It was meant to be, right? My last name was meant to be.
That makes sense, right?
And then I just have this, so I try to use it everywhere besides TikTok, but travisyeehaw@gmail.com is my email address. And then my website is travisyeehaw.com. So it kind of just all flows. TikTok is Asian country singer, but I did that specifically because TikTok, just the strategy behind that was, if somebody sees me and they don't know my name, they're going to Google, who is that Asian country singer?
Oh, okay.
It's true.
So I did that for like a keyword specific, and it just kind of stuck. I like being known as an Asian country singer.
And then, of course, YouTube would be the same. Travis Yeehaw,
Yeah.
they'll find you there as well.
And Twitter. I don't use Twitter. I don't know who uses Twitter, but I don't use Twitter, but I have a Twitter.
I have a Twitter, and I do just, it's automatic posting when I do posts. It just goes to my
Yeah.
Twitter, but it's some people love it. I'm more, and like I said, I just got onto TikTok, and I'm realizing that there's so much interaction on TikTok that I don't plan on being like, I don't care if I have a million users or what, I mean, followers or whatever. I enjoy do that. And I found you there, like I said, so it's really fun to get on there and you know, watch what people are doing. And
Mhm.
I didn't think I would like it as much as I do.
It does get addicting. It's kind of like when we used to watch YouTube, right? You would watch like an informative video, but then an hour later you're watching kittens or something.
Mhm.
That's literally how TikTok is.
And it works for me too. Like you said, it's for people who, like, if you have a short thing and boop, you watch it, you laugh sometimes, and they're great to share. If there's something so funny that your stomach hurts,
Mhm.
you can
I look at
share
TikTok.
it out. It's like,
I look at TikTok as the app that you use before you go to bed, but then it doesn't allow you to go to sleep.
that's right. I use it in the morning to get my day started with, you know, laughter and fun.
Yeah, that would be good too. Actually, give you some energy.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Really,
Oh, yeah. It was great.
really enjoyed this.
No, I had a
And-
blast. This is well, I can say too, this is my first podcast I've ever been on.
Oh, wow.
So
Well,
Lift Your
we
Story
know
podcast,
that.
like, yeah, so if anything, like you guys will be memorable because like even my first performance ever was in Tulsa, Oklahoma at a place called Shady Keys. So like that's ingrained in my head. So like Lorianne and Roy, like you guys are ingrained in my head now because like you guys are the start of my podcast journey. Like,
And you
yeah.
won't leave us with a little bit of a song, like maybe even just a line. I'm not putting you under pressure or anything. You don't have to. You can say not right now, maybe the next one.
Okay, maybe the next one.
Okay.
Got it.
Hey, but
And
we
let's
would-
do you.
yeah, we
back
would like
here
you to
again.
come back.
Yeah.
Sometime we'll reach back out to you to come back because we're going to see where you are from now to then. You know,
Hopefully next month something happens with my single, so we'll see.
I hope so. Hope so.
Oh, I didn't tell you. So
Oh,
yesterday
please.
I actually did an interview with Good Morning America.
Wow.
So yeah, they interviewed me. I had my all recording and everything, but they're gonna put the pieces together and everything. So I'll let you guys know when they're gonna email me once it's, you know, when it's gonna like air or whatever. So yeah, I'll keep you guys informed on that one too, because
Yeah.
I'm excited about that too. That'd be cool.
Oh,
yes.
heck yeah.
And give us the link because we'll post it into your notes. And the other
Okay.
thing too, I want to make sure of is that please let us know too when or where can people find it, when it's going to be released. Please let us know because that's
Yeah.
gonna be,
Yeah,
and
he
it's
said to
next
send it to
month.
me
You
right
don't
away.
know. Do you know the release date yet? Like you said, June 11th.
Oh, June 11th for the song. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll
Cool.
be looking out for it.
I have the so people can pre-save my song Eyes Like Mine in the link in my Instagram and TikTok bio. So I do have it on those and my website.
Perfect. That's
I don't
great.
think
Now I
anyone
know
knows
where
that
to
now.
go to get.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Travis. This was wonderful.
No, thank you guys so much. I promise I will sing next time.
All
I'll
right.
be more prepared. I'll be mentally prepared.
All right, Travis. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, you
Take care.
guch.
We
Such an honor.
appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you for listening to this episode. Be sure to visit us at liftyourstory.com.